Okay, students. Today's topic is trial balance. Here we will learn about what is trial balance, what are the main characteristics of trial balance, why trial balance is needed to be prepared, and how to prepare trial balance. Now, so far we have seen the steps to prepare accounts, which I have listed as follows. First is voucher, second is identification of transaction, wherein we identify whether it is a cash transaction or credit transaction. Afterwards, we record the transactions in journal and subsidiary books, and then in the last chapter, we learned how to post the transactions in ledger. After that, the fifth step is to prepare trial balance. Now, what is a trial balance? So, in the previous chapter, we have learned that after posting in ledger, while balancing the ledgers, three kind of situation arises. First is squared up, where the debit side total is equal to the credit side. Second is debit balance, where debit side total is greater than the credit side. And third is credit balance, where the credit side total is greater than debit side. Now, what is trial balance? So trial balance is a statement or account showing the total of debit balances and total of credit balances. तो ये जो हम लेजर में पोस्टिंग करते हैं उसके बाद हमें जितने भी अकाउंट में डेबिट बैलेंस मिलते हैं उनका टोटल और जितने भी अकाउंट में क्रेडिट बैलेंस मिलते हैं उनका हम टोटल करते हैं, दोनों का टोटल करते हैं, उस स्टेटमेंट को हम ट्रायल बैलेंस बोलते हैं. सो लेट अस अंडरस्टैंड दिस नाउ विद अ स्मॉल एग्जांपल. सो हियर आई टेकन अ स्मॉल एग्जांपल. सो these are the transactions recorded in books of Mr. Ravi. The first one is capital bought in form of cash rupees 50,000. Second is furniture bought for rupees 20,000. Third is purchase goods worth rupees 7,000. And fourth is rupees 7,000 in cash, and fourth is made cash sales of rupees 11,000. So now we will go for journal entries. So here the first transaction is capital brought in form of cash rupees 50,000. So its journal entry will be cash account debited to capital account debited 50,000. Second furniture brought for rupees 20,000. So its journal entry will be furniture account debit to cash account 20,000 for 20,000 rupees. The third is purchase goods worth rupees 7,000 in cash. Its journal entry will be purchase account debited 7,000 to cash account 7,000. And the last one is made cash sales of rupees 11,000. So its entry will be cash account debited 11,000 to sales account 11,000. So here we have listed all the journal entries. Now we will post the same into the ledgers as we have seen in the last chapter. So which all ledgers will come? First, capital account will come. So in capital account there is only single entry, that is cash account debited to capital account 50,000. So in capital account on the credit side we will write by cash account 50,000 as we have learned in the last chapter. Similarly, the second one will be furniture account, and in furniture account also there is only one entry, that is furniture account debit to cash account rupees 20,000. So in furniture account on the debit side we will write to cash account 20,000. Similarly, in the purchase account also there is one entry, purchase account debit to cash account 7,000. So on the debit side we will write 7,000. And for sales account also there is one entry, that is cash account debit to sales account. So in sales ledger on the credit side we will write by sales account 11,000, and the last account will be cash account. Now in cash account there are various entries. As we can see, the first is cash account debit to capital account. So on the debit side we have written to capital account 50,000. Second is purchase of furniture, which we have written on the credit side by furniture account 20,000. Third is good purchase, so we have written by purchase account 7,000. And third is cash account debited to sales account. So on the debit side we have written to sales account 11,000. Now we will finalize all the balance, that is close all the ledgers. After closing all the ledgers we will find that in capital account there is a credit balance since the credit side is greater than the debit side. Similarly, in furniture account it will be debit balance. In purchase account it will be debit balance. In sales account it will be credit balance. And in cash account also we will see that the total of debit side is higher than the credit side, and it will be a debit account, and balance carry forward will be 34,000 in cash account. Now if you want to make a trial balance for this example, we will make we will make it like this. First we will list all the debit balance, all the accounts which have the debit balance. So now from here, which accounts have the debit balance? We have seen first is furniture account, which has the debit balance of 20,000. So we have written down furniture account for 20,000. Similarly, purchase account also has debit balance, which is 7,000. So we have written purchase account 7,000. And last one is cash account having debit balance of 34,000. So we have written cash account 34,000. Now on the third column, we will list down all the accounts having credit balances. So in this sum, we can see we have capital account with credit balance of 50,000 and sales account with credit balance of 11,000. So we will write down both the accounts. We will list down both the accounts, and now we will make total of both the debit balance accounts and the credit balance account, and both the totals come 61,000, as you can see here. So now this is known as trial balance, where we do total of debit balance as well as credit balances of the ledgers we have posted. Now, what are the main characteristics? So now, as we can see here, the balances of both debit and credit balance, debit balance accounts and credit balance accounts are equal. So this is the main and the most important characteristics of a trial balance, that the total of debit balance and total of credit balance must be equal or identical. So now, if these balances are not equal, then we have to understand that we have made some mistake in ledger posting. This balance always have to be equal. What does this mean? This means that trial balance shows the mathematical or arithmetical accuracy. This means that while posting we have made no mathematical mistakes if the debit balance and credit balance comes equal. We can ensure the mathematical accuracy of our transactions. And how can we why does this happen? This happens because of double entry system. Because as you know, we follow double entry system in our accounting. So for example, first entry is cash account debit to capital account. Here we have made entry in both accounts. That is, in capital account we have credited by cash account, and in cash account we have credited by capital account. Hence the entry has come in both the accounts. Hence while finding out the balance, we can find that the balance will be equal in both the accounts. The only difference will be in one account it will be on credit balance, and in other account it will be debit balance. This is why both the debit balance total and credit balance total are always equal in trial balance. And this is also the main reason why it is needed to be prepared before we prepare our annual accounts or final accounts. Because before we prepare our annual accounts or final accounts, as you know, we prepare annual accounts for decision making, and getting true and fair view is very important for any decision making. It is decision making. We prepare this trial balance before the final account, so that we can trace the possible mistakes that we have made in ledger balance, in ledger posting, and we can rectify such mistakes before we move on to our final accounts. Now, the next topic is determination of debit balance or credit balance in account. So now, friends, here we have seen what is the trial balance and why we prepare trial balance and its main characteristics. Now, how to determine whether the balance given in an account is a debit balance or credit balance? Because when we will do sums, we will only be given some name of the accounts and its balance, but we will not be given whether it is a debit balance account or credit balance account, and which we have to find on our own. So now understand one thing, that the debit balance or credit balance of an account is generally fixed for any account. That is, for example, for purchase account it is always debit balance. Why? Because for purchase what is the general entry for any purchase? If it is a cash purchase, then it is purchase account debit to cash, or if it is a credit purchase, then it is purchase account debit to the respective creditor account. Hence, purchase will always have debit balance. purchase account will always have debit balance. So whenever in the some purchase account is given, we have to understand that it is a debit balance account. So if we see more examples such as sales account, it will always have credit balance. Capital account, it will always have credit balance, and again in drawings account it will have debit balance. So for every account the balance is fixed. Every account the balance will be fixed. So now we will learn that in various type of accounts which balance will be there. So we will learn types of accounts and its balance. So again we will go to the previous chapter where we have learned the types of accounts. So we will bifurcate on basis of that. So first we will take personal account. Now in personal account, which all accounts will have debit balance? So I have given the list here. It will be drawings account, bank account, any bank as we know is a personal account, Bank of Baroda account or SBI account, etc. Debtors account is always a personal account. Bills receivable account is always a personal account having debit balance, both debtors and bills receivable. Any income receivable or accrued is also will also have debit balance. Similarly, which all personal account will have credit balance? Capital account is a personal account which we all know. It will always have credit balance. Bank loan account, loan from any bank will have credit balance. Loan from friends or from relatives or from any other person other than bank will have credit balance always. Creditors will always have credit balance. It is a personal account as we all know. Similarly, bills payable also a personal account. It will have a credit balance. And expenses outstanding, any expense which are outstanding, which are to be paid, will also have credit balance also. Now the next category of account is real accounts. So in real accounts, which all account will have debit balance? Then first the real account, cash account is a real account as we all know, and it will have debit balance always. Any investment account, it is investment in government securities or shares or bonds, etc. It is an asset and it will always have a debit balance. Now understand one thing, friends. Any asset, any kind of asset, whether it be fixed assets or current asset or investment, it will always have a debit balance. So investment account is an asset, so it will always have a debit balance. Similarly, opening stock account, it is an asset, it is a current asset, so it will have debit balance. Fixed assets, as we discussed, it will have debit balance. Any kind of fixed assets, be it tangible like land and building, plant and machinery, etc., or intangible like copyright, goodwill, etc., it will have debit balance. Purchase account, as we discussed earlier, will always have debit balance. Sales return account will always have debit balance, because what is the entry for sales return? It is sales return account debit to customer or debtor account. Now which all real accounts will have credit balance? So we can list out here. It is sales account, similar to purchase account, which is always debit. Sales account is always a credit account. Purchase return account, similar to sales return account, the purchase return account will always have a credit balance. What is the entry for purchase return account? It will be debtor account debit to purchase return account. So hence purchase return will always have credit balance. Goods withdrawn for personal use or goods lost due to fire, stolen, etc. Any ways the goods goes out of the business, under any account where the good goes out of the business, it will always have credit balance. Now nominal accounts. In nominal accounts, which accounts will have debit balance? So all expenses under nominal account, which are the accounts generally which come under the nominal account, it is all the expenses accounts which come under the nominal account. So all kind of expenses will have debit balance. Any expense such as salary, wages, carriage inward or carriage outward, bad debts, discount allowed, commission paid, loss due to fire, accident, or any other expenses such as factory rent, factory expenses, etc. Any kind of expenses, it will always have a debit balance. And similarly, what will be the nominal account having credit balance? Will be exactly opposite of the expenses. Any kind of incomes will have credit balances, such as commission received, discount received, dividend received, any kind of other income received will always have a credit balance. So here we have learned that which accounts have which kind of balance, and we also learned that these accounts have fixed balance. That means they always have the same kind of balance, whether it is debit or credit, and generally it does not change. So now here we will do a sum which will give us a better idea. So I have taken a sum Question number 5 from page number 261. As I have soft copy of the book I am seeing on the laptop. You people please see on the in your books. This is page number 261. So we will start. We can see the sum here. It is given from the following balance of accounts. Prepare a trial balance of say Bridgemon as on 30/3/2016. Now we can see here that various accounts are given. That is, for example, opening stock is given 7,800, freehold asset is given 15,000, debtors, sundry debtors is given 6,000, factory expenses 800, purchase of raw material 7,500. So now various accounts are given and we have to prepare a trial balance. So what we have learned so far, we have learned that in trial balance we have to list out all the debit balances accounts and on the one side and credit balances account on the other side, and the total should be identical. So now from this sum, it is nowhere given whether it is a debit balance account or credit balance account, but since we have learned that which kind of accounts have debit balance and which kind of accounts have credit balance, so now we can put we will do this, we will see how it is applied in a sum. So now we will solve this sum. So now you people please, you students please look into the book. First one is opening stock. Now I have discussed opening stock is an asset and it always have a debit balance. So first opening stock. Opening stock 7,800. Second is freehold assets. Once again it is assets and it will be having a debit balance. It is 15,000. Third is sundry debtors. Debtors, as we have learned, it is also an asset and it will be having a debit balance 6,000. Third is factory expense. Expenses, as we have. Fourth is factory expense. Expenses, as we have seen, all the expenses come on the expenses have debit balances. So we will write in the debit balance column. It is factory expenses of rupees 800. The next is purchase of raw material. We have seen that purchase always have a debit balance purchase account. So purchase account we will write purchase of raw material. It will be 7,500 on the debit side, debit balance. Now the next is factory rent. Once again it is an expense, so it will come on the debit side. Factory rent, how much it is? It is 700 rupees. Next is discount allowed. As we all know, discount allowed is also an expense because we have given discount to the customer, so it is our expense, so it will come on the discount allowed will come on the debit side and it is 400 rupees. Next is sundry creditors. So creditors, we have seen that it will have a credit balance, so we will write on the credit side creditors rupees 2,000. Next is bad debt reserve. So any kind of reserve, whether it is bad debt reserve or general reserve or any other reserve, depreciation reserve, etc., it will always have a credit balance. So bad debt reserve we will write on the credit side. It is 150. The next is commission paid. Commission paid is once again our expense, so we will write it on the under the debit balance column. It is 500 rupees. Office expenses. Next is office expense rupees 750, which also will come on the debit side. Any kind of expense students, it will always come under the debit balance. Once again it is an expense, traveling expense of rupees 100. So once again it will come on the debit side. Next is bank balance. As we have seen, bank balance is a personal account, and it will always have a debit balance. So bank balance is 420. Next is loan borrowed. So we have seen that loan borrowed from bank or from any other person will always have a credit balance. So we will write it on the credit balance side. Loan borrowed, which is 3000 rupees. Next is net sales. Sales, we have seen that it always have a credit balance, so net sales will also come on the credit side, which is 33,000 rupees. Next we have plant and machineries. Plant and machineries are assets, of course, and asset will always come on the asset will always have a debit balance. So plant and machinery 4,500. Next is wages. Wages and salaries are our expense, so it will always come on the debit side. Wages 1,000. Next is carriage inward. Carriage inward is our expense. Any kind of carriage inward or carriage outward, both are expenses. So expenses will always have debit balance. So we will write carriage inward 90 rupees. Next will be royalty. Royalty, when nothing is given, it is to be assumed that it is royalty paid and not royalty received. If royalty received is given, it will be specifically mentioned. If nothing is specifically mentioned, then we have to assume that it is royalty paid, and royalty paid is an expense, and expense always have debit balance. Royalty paid is 100 rupees. Next is carriage outward. Carriage, as we have already seen, outward or inward both have debit balance. Hence, because it is an expense, hence it will come on debit side. Next is capital. Capital always have credit balance. We will write on the credit balance. In the credit balance column, it is 8,000 rupees. Next is discount received. Discount received is our income. Since somebody has given us discount, it is our income, and income always have debit balance. $360. Next is insurance. Insurance is our expense, so expense will come under debit balance side. It is 200. Next is commission received. Once again, commission received is our income, so it will have credit balance, so we will list it under the credit balance side. It is 1,500 rupees. Next is bad debts. Bad debts, as we all know, is our expense, so bad debts will have a debit balance, so we will list it under the debit balance column, and it is 150 rupees. Next is salary. Salary is an expense, and hence it will come under the debit balance column, and the amount is 1,000 rupees. Legal expense, once again expenses, so it will come under the expense column, and amount is 100 rupees. Next is cash balance. Cash balance, as we have seen that it is an asset, and asset always have debit balance, so it will always come in debit balance column. It is 400 rupees. And the last one is office rent. Once again, it is an expense, so it will come on the expense side, 400 rupees. So now we will total both the sides. Because our sum is over, we have taken each and every account and put it and have written down the respective column. Now we will total both the sides. So on the debit side, if we total, I have done in calculator. As you can see, the total is of the debit side is 48010, and on the credit side now we also the total will be Also the total will be 48010. So we have seen that we can see that the total of both the sides, both total of the debit balance and total of the credit balance are equal. Hence we can conclude that the posting of the ledger has been done properly. So this is how a ledger, this is our trial balance is prepared. This is our trial balance is prepared. So students, today we have learned the basic about trial balance, like what is the trial balance, its main characteristics, why it is needed to be prepared, and how a trial balance is to be prepared. And we have also done a practical sum on that, where we have done total of debit balances and total of credit balances and found that both the totals are equal. We have also learned about which account have which kind of balances today. In the next lecture we will learn about how to rectify the mistakes in trial balance, if any. Thank you.